Paul Marsh here on Express. Delighted to say that I have been joined by comedian and actor and all round just general nice guy, Rhys Darby. Rhys, how are you, sir?
Hello, good, thank you.
You are coming to town. You're coming to the new Theatre Royal on Wednesday with your new show, The Legend Returns.
That's right. Let's do it.
Now, am I right in saying this is the first time you've toured comedy in the UK for 10 years?
Close to that. Yeah, I think the last time was 2014. But what is time these days?
Well, yes, it's a very relevant question. I think could head us down a path that we maybe don't have time to talk about.
Yeah, it's certainly about time I returned, I think. So here I am.
So, what is it? Why have you been away so long from the comedy circuit? Is it just purely you've been so busy with film and TV?
Yeah, I've been living in LA, living in the sunshine, doing acting jobs, doing a lot of voice work. I'm in most animations that they make over there. So yeah, mate, I haven't really been doing stand up in the US. It's acting concentration really there for me. So when it comes back to stand up, deciding to do a new show, I actually did a little mini tour in 23 here, which was kind of like the best of my stuff. I just wanted to dip my toes back in and see if I still had an audience, and they turned up in their droves. I mean, I've done a few sort of iconic TV shows. I've got quite a new crowd from Our Flag Means Death, which came out recently, two seasons of that show. So, yeah, I felt like it was about time I returned, decided to write a brand new show for everyone, and here I go.
Is it quite funny? Because obviously you've had such a long career doing so many different things. Is it funny that people are still discovering you only now?
It is weird, but people are weird and they find things and I do interesting stuff and then they go, "Oh, this guy seems nice." And then they look back and then they get my back catalogue and I've been doing stand up and they find all
Yeah.
my bits and pieces. So yeah, and then the old school, the OGs who know me from, the stand up circuit here and then the Concords crowd, they come and so it's a real plethora of people from different ages. It's fantastic to see.
Now, I saw your Walk of Shame video, which is brilliant, by the way.
Oh,
But it did
thank you.
make me realise that you are 6 or 7 years ahead of me. My daughter is about to turn 12.
Right.
What advice can you give me about those teenage years?
Wow, I think the one thing I would say would be to hang with them. Don't separate. I know it's, you will anyway, but there's a point where they really want to do their own thing, but you've got to find something that you can come together with because communication is the most important thing, so you don't lose each other, particularly don't lose them. I've got boys, so that's different to girls, but I think there's something you can find, like a hobby or something that you guys can connect with that will save your will be really good for your relationship during those tough teenage years.
But when they get to the point where they are now adults and they are doing adult things, do you
Yeah.
think about all the things that you used to do and you can't, like I say, like the Walk of Shame video is a perfect
Yes.
situation of you are wanting that for your child rather than going, oh no, don't do that.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage, and you've got to respect the idea that when they come of age they've got their own brains and usually they're a bit smarter. There's something there. There's certainly that's what I've discovered, that we someone as thick as me can get through, I think, then they can as well. And it's always keep an eye on who they're with, and they because teenagers are quite influential to each other and stuff. So just what's who are your friends at the moment, and then just keep an eye from the back, from for a little bit far back.
So yeah,
But just yeah,
just keep an eye without doing that helicopter parent thing.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
Okay. Now, people may know this, they may not know this. Obviously, you are from New Zealand originally. Like you mentioned, you're now living in America and touring in the UK. It's all countries that speak the same language. But is
hmm
there anything in the comedy that doesn't translate? Because it's three wildly different countries.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's all very relatable. It's sort of universal themes of middle age. I talk about the Olympics. I talk about artificial intelligence, and then I go off into a story about when the robots do come and they're smarter than us, how do we deal with them? And I do it in a very silly, weird way. And so it's physical comedy. And I do sound effects. I've got a loop station, so there's a part where I do music. It's it's a bit of fun.
Bearing in mind what you say, with the film and the TV and that, with AI, is that something that you are embracing, scared of, somewhere in the middle?
Definitely feeling as though we have to do a little bit of embracing because it's not going anywhere. We
Yeah.
can't ignore it, and it's frustrating in the creative world because I feel like it shouldn't be here. Go away. We don't need you. You're going to take our creative jobs. And they go, oh, we'll do it all for you so you can go and have fun. Well, guess what? Creatives don't go and have fun. All right. We enjoy creating, and we'll do that, and then we'll sort of mope about until we can create something again. So if you take that away from us, there's going to be holiday camps full of just artists who are just like slowly drowning in the pool. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm frustrated by that, and especially in the TV industry. Like, I think so many jobs have been taken because of it, and we're in a weird flux at the moment.
Hmm.
So I just want to just kind of get back out there, do live stuff, connect with actual humans, and let's see where we are in a year's time.
I think that the way that we embrace the internet, and sometimes the internet's great, and sometimes it's not great. Social media is exactly the same. Sometimes
Yeah.
we use it for fantastic things. Sometimes it's not used for great things. And I think AI is going to be running along those same things. I think we need to start teaching it in schools and things like that,
Yes.
so that it's used in the correct way rather than taking our jobs, etc.
Yeah, it should be a tool to work alongside us. The problem is that it is already farther down the track than that. And I think it needs to be. I mean, we're a little bit too far gone for regulation, but the regulation needs to come in. And they are teaching it in schools, I believe, in some places. They're starting to. The young people will really be able to know what to do with it. It's the ones that are 30 plus in their 40s, 50s and beyond who are going, wait, what is this? Do we need to now retrain on this, or is this going to take my whole? It's a revolution, and it's scary.
Um, I'm going to do a very British thing if it's okay, and it's very, very boring. I'm going to talk about the weather.
Oh, great.
We're English. This is what we do. So obviously, again, New Zealand, pretty nice weather most of the time.
I don't know. I think it's not too dissimilar to here, really. I mean,
Is it
well, I think our
okay?
summers are longer, but yeah, it rains in the winter when it's starting to get cold there now, and there'll be a
Yeah.
lot of rain. Yeah.
Obviously, LA is like summer 9 to 10 months of the year.
Yeah, it's quite different, and that's where I live, and I think there's a little bit of chilliness in the mornings in the winter. There's the odd bit of rain, which blocks up the drains.
I
Um,
remember I was in LA 10 years or 15 years ago, and they had 3 days of rain, and it was like they'd never seen anything like it.
oh,
It's
people freak
crazy.
out. Yeah, people sometimes they close down the schools. It's
And anyone else from any other part of the world just walking around going, I don't see the issue. What's the problem?
yeah, no, there's no umbrellas there.
So it must be quite nice coming over to the UK in a bit more relevant weather.
It is, and it's a great time. This time, it's the sun's out. I'm enjoying walking around. I'm looking forward to, yeah, it's only going to get better, hopefully. He says, touch wood, but yeah, it's a good time.
If it's okay, Reese, I'm going to finish up by asking two movie related questions. One's going to be a very quick yes or no answer, and then we'll get into a second question. Very quick one. As you're aware right now, are we getting another Jumanji film?
Oh, good question. I think not sure, but I would never say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed on that one, because I say, as somebody that has a young family, we absolutely love them. They are brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah, they are good. Yeah.
And secondly, I want to get into this one a little bit more. You were obviously in The Boat That Rocked, which is about a pirate radio station on a boat in the 60s. Now, radio is in trouble. Sort of in a similar sort of fashion to comedy, like we were saying, everything is changing. It's being
Mhm.
filtered down for the TikTok generation. How do we save radio, comedy, and any other form of freedom of expression and rock and roll?
I think you have to embrace the TikTok stuff if it's not going to go away. I think, and I believe radio stations are probably doing that, definitely putting things up on TikTok. And yeah, we just need to embrace the way that the youth are now kind of consuming stuff, which is very fast. And if something in that kind of portrait mode on your phone if it's good and it's there's something quirky about it. I mean, that's where I'm getting a lot of my new music, is I because I do go on TikTok
Okay.
and I'm flicking through and I come across so many new bands, and it's a really great avenue for them to film them stuff rehearsing and things like that. And then I go across to Spotify and I go, oh yes, I'll be uh, ticking that one and downloading it. So I think DJs and stuff need to live a bit more on this on the social media platforms.
It's crazy because I interview a lot of new artists, and people were telling me basically how they create a 30-second song for TikTok. And if it does well, they'll then expand it to 2.5, 3 minutes, whatever it is.
Wow,
I know,
that's
right?
awesome.
It's like having I suppose it's like filming a short and then expanding it into a movie, or coming up with a one-liner and then expanding it into a further joke, I guess.
It is. It's exactly the same thing, and I guess that's what we're living in now. The big question is, we've got these tiny moments of interest, these little windows that we have of attention, and I wonder, how small are they going to get before
Mm.
we've got no attention whatsoever.
A,
So
a
it is,
matter of seconds.
yeah, it's quite frightening.
That could be your next tour, is literally just a giant screen and you go and hear some of the TikToks that I found that I really like.
That'll be great. I wouldn't have to leave LA then. No, it's all about look on a serious note. I do want to be here because humans need to go somewhere and watch other humans and laugh together in a live setting. I think
Yes.
that is really important these days because get off your devices. That's the thing I keep putting up as my thing on my devices when people go and look at my.
Yeah, the
I say,
irony.
hey, stop looking at this. Go for a walk.
But again, I wasn't going to ask this, but you do the TV, the film, there is no instant reaction, is there? You're filming wherever you're filming for 3 months, you're doing whatever you're doing for a TV show. You have to wait months and sometimes years for any kind of reaction. Comedy is instant.
It's instant, yeah, and it feels good. They feel good. They feel like they've got their money's worth. They've come out for a good laugh. They've organised their babysitters. I feel good because I'm getting laughed at, and my show's successful or whatever. We
In the
all
right
we all
way.
leave happy.
Well, look, Rhys, I've taken up far too much of your time. Thank you so much for talking to me again. Rhys Darby, The Legend Returns, is going to be coming to the new Theatre Royal on Wednesday here in Portsmouth. Make sure you go and grab those last few tickets before it sells out, because it is going to be an amazing evening. Rhys, thank you so much for talking to me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul.